What's up?
Hey, Elle.
Hey, you. What's up on a Saturday morning?
Oof, a lot, girl. Listen, you know I'm not a lawyer, but what I did have today was drive. Drive and time. Okay.
I know because you literally text me at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, my time, like, girl, look at all this stuff about Amanda.
Oh my God, I did, you
You
guys. It
did.
was so bad. I
And
think
I
it was like
responded. I
live.
rolled over and responded, like, okay,
Oh my God, I thought you had it on. No, I thought you always had it on silent.
I do, but I don't put you. There's only a couple of people who I don't keep on silent. And you being like one out of the four people I don't keep on silent. Because I
Now
have to
me
be
and
ready for
like
hot topics and breaking news at any time.
No, now me and like 500 other people know that. That's great.
No, my mom is on not silent, Rick. My son, uh, my other friend who I was hanging out with last night, and you. So
What?
yeah, I there's in case of an emergency, or if I know somebody's like in distress and going through a bad time, I'll put them on. Okay, you can access me, but then I'll have to do this text like, okay, I'm in the movies right now. Don't text me. Don't call me. Or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, what had you up at 2 o'clock in the morning, New York time?
Girl, all this West
My
Sierra
goodness.
and Amanda drama, okay? This is driving me insane because I need to know what's going on. So I gathered my facts, and I just want to say
I'm
that some
Can I just pause and say this is a very Dateline kind of a moment we're having at the Good Edit. You're like really into it.
well, I'm playing it up because I'm on screen. So
It's like a little
wait,
Keith.
no, don't start again. I'm so dry mouth.
This is such a Keith Morrison, Diane Sawyer kind of a moment. So I'm just going to sit back and just enjoy this show. Go.
I love your mug. Okay, I'll let you know. Hold on. Okay.
What you got for me, Sawyer?
Listen, just call me Barbara. That's Mrs. Walters to you. Ms. Walters.
The, re- the
No, I
reincarnation
have
of this.
always wanted to be a news anchor, by the way, you
Me
guys.
too.
No way.
Absolute way. Yeah.
So this is like what, the 20th thing we have in common?
Yes, I think you are the reincarnation of Barbara Walters, who's probably turning over in her grave like you. Don't put my name in reality TV.
I know. She's probably like, I'm not some social media star.
Well,
Yeah.
talk to
So
me.
Amanda, Wes, and Sierra have me up all night because ever since I heard about this, I was researching and I had to tell my husband, give me a minute. I can't hang out right now.
Oh,
And I went on
that's
a
your
deep dive.
marriage.
And I'm not kidding about that. So I went on a deep dive and I found this amazing account, Toronto Pop Zone. So that's Toronto Pop Zone for everybody. And I'm just looking at the screen because I'm getting all the proof. I have a whole database.
A database. A database.
No, it's just what I sent you. I'm just kidding. And I feel like the audience knows I'm kidding, but they probably don't. Um, okay, so this is proof number one. Face Reality 16, the amazing Instagram account. Hi, Face Reality 16. Shout out. First posted. Check out full coverage of This Is My A&W highlight. On March 5th, this event was announced featuring an Amazon Live with Amanda and Sierra together. So pause. So this was a huge set off to me because Amanda and Sierra had this Amazon Live planned. But last minute they canceled and each one did the Amazon Live separate. Come on. Why would that be the case? We know they weren't on vacation. They would have posted. They weren't even in another state. We would have known. Okay. Proof 2. That was proof 3. Christine Knoll from Snarkbait, that's the word snark, and then BAIT, Snarkbait, just posted this. She wrote that Amanda and West hooked up. And I also just want to say that this is all alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. This is not, we're not saying this is proof. We're not saying this is the law. This is just what everybody thinks on Instagram. So she said that a follower let her know that the rumor was true. She found this out on March 25th. She posted the screenshot of her conversation with that follower, leaving the follower's name out, of course. So, hi. Okay, disclaimer. So I've literally never done this because I've never had tea and I don't know how it works. But I'm a baby snark and I have I have to secretly share with my girls. My blank, it's blacked out on the screen. My blank has a Bravo page. Blank, they're leaving out the name again twice, and has gotten very friendly with the Summer House cast, Southern Charm cast, and Southern Hospitality cast. Also with a lot of other Bravo pages and media companies. My blank got a text from blank who told her that his friend lives across the street from Amanda's apartment and doesn't really watch the show, but she got a picture of Amanda and Wes kissing in her apartment. That is, I don't know about that. That one, I don't know about. What do you think? Just about that particular
I'm
part.
very uncomfortable with the fact that you're being a peeping Tom in somebody's apartment, but it is New York.
Right?
It is New York, and everybody leaves their windows open, so I guess
I
par for the
mean,
course, but it's kind of weird. But
that's
continue.
true. And in New York, it's like right here. Like you don't,
Yes, yes,
in New York, the apartments are very close together. So it
yes.
very well could have been like,
Yeah,
honestly, 2 feet until you get to the next window.
yeah, but still, I mean, I live in a place, we admittedly have no curtains in our house, but I don't make it a habit to stare into people's space. It's weird. And the only reason why we don't
Um,
have any curtains, I have a disclaimer, is because the aesthetics is just the windows are beautiful and they're just better not seen. And
aw.
there's enough privacy where, but okay, continue, Dateline, continue.
Okay, reporting back from New Jersey. Dun, 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 dun. So then okay, so after they were kissing in her apartment, exclamation mark. Then the message goes on to say, then it gets back to Sierra somehow. And last night she met up with the girl who has the picture.
Yeah.
The girl who has the picture showed it to Sierra, and Sierra confirmed that is Amanda and West, and that she was definitely upset about it. Oh, girl, Amanda, girl, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You're in trouble, girl.
This don't sound good.
How dare you, Amanda? And we don't know if this is real. So the rest of the message goes on to follow. Apparently, the girl didn't want to put it anywhere and expose it in the way. She just wanted Sierra to know after all the rumors flew and after they denied hooking up. Blank said he trusts the source, but that it is a he said, she said situation. And that is definitely why they didn't do the living together thing because Sierra just found out last night. I don't know if she means that Amanda and Sierra were possibly going to be roommates and maybe they didn't do that. That's what I'm not sure on. Okay, wait. So Snark Bait Pod wrote back to this person and wrote, wait, so Sierra didn't get confirmation until last night? 4 question marks. Like, were they denying it to her? This is insane. OMG. And the person wrote, yes, exclamation mark. According to blank, I don't know if they denied it to her. I would assume they did if they denied it on Insta and Watch What Happens Live the other night that Wes was on. So messed up. But you've always clocked Wes for being performative, LOL. That is weird. That is weird. But I
So,
know people are thirsty, you know?
okay, let me pause for a second. So you just read us all of the text messages, and we're going to embed these messages and these images, these are very important journalistic assets that you sourced in the middle of the night, just so that people can follow along. But just until in the meantime, for those who have audio, can you just summarize real quickly what you just read?
Thank you so much for asking.
Yes.
That's such a good question. So basically, you guys on audio, a user from this person's Snark Bait Pods account messaged them that their friend lives across the street from Amanda in her high rise new building,
Mhm.
and they saw Amanda and Wes kissing. They reached out to Sierra, met up with Sierra, and showed her the picture. I know it sounds far fetched. Hi, guys. Bravo Breaking News to me is who really did my smoking gun, which is the video that's been circling around TikTok and Instagram of Amanda wiping West's face. So he's eating and he's in this room with a bunch of guys. So there's a video, you guys, for those who are not watching. There's been this video circulating social media all over of first of all, let me just start from number 1. It all started with the chemistry in Summer House. Wes gave her that hot dog on the beach. They had this chemistry. He was recently protective on the last episode. He said he was going to talk to Kyle. That would have been a nothing burger. That would have been nada. However, when you put all these 9 other things into account, you see a picture that's being painted of a flirty 2 people. Whether or not they hooked up, I think it's only a matter of time. And I think they both really want to say the least. So, Bravo Breaking News posted this video that she wipes his mouth while he's eating. So again, that in itself might not be that big of a deal, but then you have all these other pieces. What about the pictures of them all over New York, hanging out week after week? Then she's wiping his mouth. Then he goes on Watch What Happens Live and he acts coy. And he never says Amanda and I never hooked up. He says we're just friends. Of course you're friends. Friends with benefits, allegedly. And then you have all the other things like this message that this user sent to the Snark podcast about the person that saw Amanda kissing West. That's super weird. She showed Sierra. And then there's a lot of other proof. What do you think?
Well, geez. I'm gonna first start off by saying I think and I'm glad you said this, her wiping his mouth, I've seen the video. I mean, there's cameras in front of him. It could have just been like a friendly gesture, like, you know, you got food all over your mouth. Let me wipe this your face so you don't look like you don't have the skills to eat. You've got crumbs all over your face. Like I could see that being like a friendly gesture, let me just help you out, notwithstanding. I will say also that we can't deny the fact that it does look like something's going on or could be going on. It does look a little bit more than conjecture. I kind of pause at a total stranger. Was this woman a stranger to Sierra who got all this?
Yes.
You
Yes, a
I, I,
complete
pa-
stranger.
I paused that a total stranger reached out to her and says, "Look, I've got this smoking gun." That's weird.
It
But
is.
all of that aside, um, I just would not put myself in that pool and like, hey, I found this out. Let me reach out to you and tell you this is what's going. Like, that's just weird to me. But all that
Yeah.
aside, it does seem like something could be happening. I struggle with that because how do two best friends not, throw each other under the throw one? How does a best friend duo like Amanda and Sierra get sacrificed?
The friendship, yeah.
How does a friendship get kind of obliterated by someone that was supposed to be, Sierra's best friend? How does Amanda do that? How does Amanda make that choice to get with Wes and Sierra's her best friend? I think that's what let me say that again. I'm struggling with the fact that Amanda and Sierra have seemed to be so joined at the hip, bed buddies. Amanda is standing in the line of fire, fighting for her as it relates to Kyle's mistreatment of her. Amanda seems to really rely on Sierra for emotional support. And it's really surprising to me that if this is true, that she would choose to sacrifice that friendship for emotional validation with West. Aside from the fact, West? You
You
know,
know what I was gonna say?
from Ben to West? From
So
Ben
if it
to
was
West.
Ben, it would have been all good.
It would have been a little bit more understandable.
'Cause
I'm
he's
gonna just
hot.
go out on a limb, and I don't want to be snarky or mean, but I just gotta call it like I see it. When I look at West in his overalls, he reminds me of Luigi on Mario Brothers. Like, he looks like Luigi to me.
I mean,
I'm being
yeah.
snark West, if you're listening, you can take this hit because you are giving Luigi couture. You are, you
He
know?
knows it. I think he even dressed up as Luigi for Halloween. I think he even did. So
Uh,
it's like,
I mean, he
he
rocked Miss
knows.
Doubtfire, though. He did rock Miss Doubtfire. I gotta tell
But
you, he
call
did
us,
that.
Wes.
He did that.
Wes, call me, Sierra. Whoever wants to come on the pod and either confirm or deny. And Elle,
We
there's number 11.
West doesn't wanna see me on the other end of the camera. No, he don't want that because if this is
But he's so beautiful and charismatic. She's making a face of agreement.
no,
She's giving me a 2 thumbs up.
no, 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 no,
Could
because
he break us up?
girl, please, no, 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 no,
Oh,
no bros before friendships. No
we're
men
having
before
too
friends.
much fun with this.
No, listen,
But oh,
here's no, but listen, here's the thing. I would have a very hard time talking to West because Sierra has been hurt by you not once, but now twice. And it's not just it's not it's a hurt that has sustainable impact on her heart and how she's going to move in the world as it relates to now friendships and relationship. And if this is true and you did that, I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry, I
yeah.
don't. I really don't.
If this is
And he doesn't
true,
want to talk to us either. We're just a
it's
nobody.
he's not even going to be able to be on the show. Like, if this is true,
Uh,
it's worse than Scandival because Rachel and Ariana weren't even as close as Sierra and Amanda. So if this is true, it's worse than Scandival.
Well, Ariana and Rachel, Raquel, whatever her name is, they
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 were,
they were close. I mean, they were close enough. I mean, listen, if I met you for 1 minute, I am not trying to check for your man. That's just weird. It's just weird. And if this is
yeah, I could
true,
never.
this is really, really disappointing um on a human, you know, girl code level. Uh,
It is.
That it's kind of shocking.
And you know what I have to say about that? What else is shocking and what's a lot of the audience has been saying? Where is the denial? Why has there not been a public denial from Sierra Wes or Amanda. And yes, I know Wes went on Watch What Happens Live, but he didn't say, we're just friends. We never hooked up. Because I know you're friends, and I'm not saying they're not friends. I'm not saying they're girlfriend and boyfriend. I think Amanda doesn't want anything serious, and I think Wes doesn't want anything serious.
You mean out of all of the millions, I don't know how many men are in New York City that are gorgeous and attainable and, you know, just crushing it professionally and socially, we landed on West?
I don't see
That's
it.
where you're staking your friendship with Sierra on, and let's not even talk about we were talking about Sierra so much, and we know Kyle has done his share of dirty,
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Kudos to him for taking ownership of that. I loved his apology. Um, it came across very authentic, and it sounded like it was written in his voice. But Wes was his friend too. Like, don't you have
Yes.
some feelings about this?
Really good friends. I feel bad for Kyle. So, if this is true, and how much you want to bet Kyle did send Wes a text? I bet you 9 times out of 10, I bet you Kyle hit him up. Hey, bro, what's going on with this? Maybe he forwarded him the video like, yo, bro, what is this? And maybe Wes said, oh, nothing, nothing, you know?
I struggle with this because Sierra has introduced a part of herself that she has allowed us to see, and it seems to me that she is probably this person with the cameras on, with the cameras off, and she's been very vulnerable about her hurt, her legacy of hurt, her, walls that go up. She's talked about it from, you know, her origin story within her family, her feelings of abandonment, I believe, with her father. She has been nothing but open about this, and everybody in that house knows this legacy of hurt that she's dealt with and how her walls stay up. And Wes, you knew this, and you're over here trying to check for her, you know,
Yeah.
you're upset with Jesse. Jesse, you should have taken the kiss. You should have even asked. Just do it. Just do it because that seems to be, no regard seems to be the order of the day in that summer house. But and
Maybe.
so to do this, if this has happened, I say if this has happened and for you to do this, shame on you. Like this girl is.
Yes.
I hope if she's done this vulnerability tour in front of the camera for the whole world to see, truly has put it all out there, and for him to crap on it like that, if this is true, is absolutely wrong.
I agree, Elle. What else can you say to this? I mean,
Do better.
oh, she put her heart on the line for us year after year. She's only gotten more open every season. She's only grown to the point where she's now teaching us about what it's like being the only Black person on an all white cast. She stood up for Vanita. And by the way, side note, guys, on Carl's podcast, Sierra was just on,
Oh,
and
I'm
she
gonna listen.
talks about, yeah, and she talks about nursing and what that was like, and more about that conversation, and just a lot about herself to the core. So I highly recommend if you want to get her to know her better, listen to it.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to take a listen to that.
It's so good.
You know, stupidity is wasted on the youth. So maybe we could just but they're old enough to know better.
Yeah,
And
she's
this
34. I don't know how old he is.
we were out last night and my mother and my friend, we went to this gala event. It was so much fun. My mom looked like a star. Mom, you look like a star.
Oh,
Don't you forget it. You are a star. Okay.
mom. Hi, mom.
Yes. She is an absolute star. Anyway, we were sitting there and we were having this conversation about friendship. And my friend said, hey friend, you know who you are. She said, when you find friends, that really see you and who are there for you unconditionally, that is a rarity. Who want nothing from you but for you just to win. That's a really rare thing. Not the transactional friendships, not the season for a reason. All those are important. But I'm talking about your ride or die, your real ones from day one, no matter what. 2 o'clock in the morning, you are on emergency bypass. Call me with any intel you have about Summer House. Call me with
Yeah.
intel about your life. Call me if you're crying. You know, like I talked to you this morning about, some grief and loss stuff, and
Yeah.
you're a real one there. And when you have those kinds of friendships, when you have that diamond in the rough of a friend, you honor that, right? You honor it.
Yes. Yes, you do.
They're like friendship is like, if you find a friend like that, they're like the hope diamond of friendships. You think you're gonna take a hope diamond and like just like tr-
Yeah. It's a needle
turn
in
it
a
into a
haystack.
CZ?
It
No,
really
you're
is.
gonna hold on to it, you know?
Because people will leave you. People leave.
Yeah.
And that's something you learn in this world. Elle was talking to me about grief, and I was telling her a little bit about my chronic illness. And I've had to cut off a lot of people because they're only there when I'm good. But then when I'm down, you're never there. And I finally confronted one of my best friends about it. And she said, "You know what, Kat? I know I haven't been there for you, but I just can't handle it. This is too much for me to handle, and I'm an empath." I was like, "Go be an empath over there, girl. I'll be over here being sick. You take yourself over there being an empath because I don't need you in my life anymore." And that's not, if you're not going to be there for me at my worst, then I don't want you there at my best.
Yeah. No. And there's some people that are only there for your worst, but they're not there for your good stuff. And I've had those kind of friends too. So
Misery loves company.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, misery loves you when you're down because anyway, suffice to say, I wish that I hope that this is not true.
Oh, me
And
too.
but
For
we've seen this
Sierra.
play out on reality TV and other shows. We saw, let's starting with Stassi and Kristen Doty, and then we saw, the Scandival, and then somewhere on Southern Charm. Oh, who was it? Austin.
Olivia and Taylor.
Yes, yeah. And so maybe there's something that happens. We'll have to ask Barbara about this, but maybe there's some kind of intimacy or something that happens between cast members where this kind of connection is inevitable. I mean, who knows? I don't know, but I hope that this is not true.
Me
But
too.
if it is true, I hope that choose to do better. I hope that they recover from this in their own self. Forget us, the public scrutiny. Y'all need to work on yourself. If you guys did this, you need some work.
Yeah.
Get out. Yeah. Call my friend Dr. Wendy Talley, okay? Like, or my friend future Dr. Zaretha Washington. Like, get out there and have them help you through these things. Like, you
Please.
need help. And
Because this is
Sierra,
not okay. Amanda, if this is true, please, like, go. She already is in therapy. I was going to be like, go to therapy. She's in, I think she said she's in therapy.
live
So,
in therapy.
yeah, go more. Go more often.
But then again, maybe there's some frailty and vulnerabilities in the human heart that cause these decisions to happen. But I don't think you should ever sacrifice a friend for an emotional validation because your marriage just didn't work. And Sierra, it's not you, boo. It's not you.
It's
You are a
not.
star, and keep shining. Shine
Keep
brighter.
shining.
Shine
You're
brighter.
beautiful
Shine brighter.
inside and out and smart. She's perfect.
Ah, Lord.
It's
Anyway.
that a lot of men, she's 20, maybe 27, maybe 28. It's that a lot of men nowadays, they don't want to settle down at her age and she wants that serious guy. But keep looking. It might not be on reality TV.
Yeah, she's 30 years old, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, time has flied.
She was born on Christmas Eve, which means she was probably the best Christmas gift of that year, and she's been giving ever
Oh,
since. And she joined Summer House at 24.
yeah,
Yeah,
she was so, oh my God, time.
yeah.
It's been
Oh
6 years.
man. Well, thank you so much for your journalistic endeavors. Reporting on the case, girl. You on the case.
No problem. I had to find every piece. There were so many things on the internet. I said, I have to find everything and just get them all in one.
Yes.
But do you have anything?
Yes, I do. Real quickly, I have a hair appointment. It's Saturday hair day.
Yes.
Uh, I love getting my hair done. You guys like
Me
getting your
too.
hair done? Do you like going to the hair salon?
I like the look, but I don't like going. I don't like
Yeah.
being in the salon.
Yeah, it's very much a cultural experience. That's where all
Yeah.
of the good gossip happens and all of the tea happens. But I got to just give it up to my girl, Tiffany Haskin at No Color Lines, located in Tarzana. Listen, if you guys, one of the things I don't like, never liked about going to the salon is being like, um, kind of on this, not treadmill, but where you go to your appointment and you think it's your appointment, and then you find out that there's like 5 other people in front of you and you're there all day. Literally, one time I was in the salon till 2 o'clock in the morning. I tell you, no lines. Like, that should never happen, right? But at No Color Lines, your appointment is your appointment. If you want VIP hair experience, cut, color, extensions, all the things, and you want to walk out looking like a celebrity, check out Tiffany Haskins at No Color Line. She does it all. She always glams me up. I never walk out not feeling fabulous or looking fabulous, more importantly.
Yeah.
Is that saying too much?
No.
No, I feel fabulous, so therefore I look fabulous, I think. If I walk out smiling, the whole world feels better for me. So I'm always looking forward to getting into her chair. She's got the snacks and the champagne and the one-on-one
Nice.
treatment. Your appointment is your appointment. Private studio, it's the best. Get at it. So I've got to get there sooner than later.
You
But
look great, though.
oh, thank you. I feel pretty good today.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
mom's in town and we're hanging out later today, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. But I wanted to
Oh,
know, do you watch Married to Medicine?
I do.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love that show.
I love it.
Yeah. What do you like about it?
Well, I was wondering why we never covered it. And I was walking on the treadmill yesterday. This isn't even a bit, you guys. Like, I was really walking on the treadmill thinking, why don't we cover Married to Medicine? You know what I like about it? The dynamics, the cast dynamics. This is really a friend group, and
It
you can
is.
really see that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I do. I like it for so many reasons. I've been watching it from its inception, and the first thing out the gate, of course, Married to Medicine on a cultural space, it really resonates to me. It feels good to see a cast that not only looks like me, but they are professionals. They have aspirational professional careers. They do a lot of good for the community and abroad and also on a global scale. That resonates because this is a real show about real people, to your point, who are real friends. One of the things I like about it is that they don't throw each other under the bus for a storyline. They do resolve the conflict eventually, and then they're back into it next season, and then they resolve, and then they're back into it. But at the core of it, they are really a sisterhood, and
Mhm.
they're married couples. Their husbands are friends with each other. The husbands know how to stay out of the drama and let the women handle it,
Yeah.
and it just works on all sides. And, you know, it's interesting, to be honest with you, it's one of the best shows on Bravo.
Have to concur with that.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the smartest shows on the Bravo because of because they are really friends and what we're seeing is real life. And they're dealing with like real life stuff like Mimi and Steve
Yes.
dealing with the fact that they're learning that their child is autistic, and they're dealing with the real life aftermath of that, and we're seeing that in real time. We're watching Quad, who is a queen, going through her fertility journey, and also kind of in a similar situation with Bose, really loves this guy King and they want to have a baby, but they're not on the same page. And what that heartbreak feels like for her, the dilemma she's going through of not being able to conceive, but she loves this guy. It's real drama going on. Dr. Simone kind of wondering about the sustainability of her marriage, but thankfully she worked it out this season. Then you have Dr. Jackie, who had to deal with the real life consequence of finding out that her husband cheated. It's real stuff. It's real stuff.
It is. I was just thinking about how her husband cheated on her. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's no good.
Well, he's better now. He made amends. He made amends. You know.
He's one of those, I go to the DR, I play golf, and I cheat kind of guys. Remember the whole Dominican Republic thing?
Yes, yes, yes. I remember that entire thing. It was kind of wild, but so one of the criticisms of the show is that it's a little too real for Bravo consumption, and the fact is that it does give the glam, and it doesn't give the glam and the shade, but it gives real marriages, real careers, real consequences, real life happening. And so we're not just watching doctors, we're watching real emotional labor take place on the screen. The other reason is that, it doesn't have that fantasy access hook. You listen to people or you go on the blogs, and the reason why people like Beverly Hills or Miami is because of they want to see wealth, they want to see luxury porn, they want to see aspirational lifestyles. And Married to Medicine, it's successful. All of these people are successful, but they're not dripping in this exaggerated fantasy of wealth. And the Valley Persian style, though they're very successful, they're not really outwardly,
Mhm.
giving this exaggerated version of what wealth and aspiration looks like.
Even
And
the Valley, the regular
oh
Valley,
yes, the regular Valley, love the
they're just
Valley.
average California. Obviously, they're above middle class, but
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing that's really interesting about this show that makes it different, and I don't know if this is a criticism or not. You know how some most shows have clear roles, like there's really clearly, like in Beverly Hills, Kyle is clearly the queen of the show these days, right?
yes.
Um, Alexia on Miami is clearly the queen, and we can go down all of them. This is an ensemble cast. There's no
Mhm.
clear queen, and Housewives, as a medium, tends to thrive on this hierarchy of having a star, a villain, an underdog. But in Married to Medicine, everything is kind of balanced, for the most part. Everybody plays a part,
Yes.
but there's a balancing to it. So you have, Dr. Jackie, who's like the moral center. You have Dr. Simone, who's that emotional anchor who kind of, you know, don't get her agitated though, but she's kind of
I
the
like her. She's
anchor, and Quad is the agitator. I would also say Dr. Heavenly is the main agitator in the building.
yeah.
Her and
She
Toya, oh my gosh. I think they are definitely frenemies, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, and I have to just name it. Like I don't know what you think about this, but do you think in comparison to other shows, is there this cultural bias, this visibility kind of politics to it where we can't ignore this is a predominantly Black higher educated cast with very stable marriages, and it doesn't necessarily align with what mainstream reality TV typically amplifies?
That's such a difficult question because you obviously want to think yes, right? Yes, obviously, because this is a cast of only African American women. But then you have Ladies of London that's also not doing well, and Miami that just got canceled, and Dallas got canceled. So then I don't know because they're both in Atlanta, and Real Housewives of Atlanta is a predominantly Black cast as well, and they're doing well. So I think it is the aspirational factor maybe a little bit, because
Yeah,
maybe because they actually work for a living.
well, in comparison to Atlanta, um, Married to Medicine is very consistent. There's no huge stunt or there's casting shakeups. There's no performative producing going on. The show builds up over time. Whereas some of these other franchises that you mentioned, there's always going to be some kind of gimmick, or there's a lot of overproducing. I don't see that they're really producing on this show. They're just saying, this is our natural lives and this is how we're living it. And yes, I don't like it when Heavenly does X, Y, and Z, and I'm gonna let her know about it on camera. But at the end of the day, if Dr. Heavenly needs me and she's crying about her son who's missing, yes, Toya's gonna put down the gloves and she's gonna be there for her and give her a hug, and then they go back to fighting again. So it's more meaningful, it's less chaotic, and I'm wondering in comparison to like Atlanta, maybe that's why people aren't watching it. And it doesn't
Maybe.
stereotype either. These are normal day-to-day people that could easily fit in my world, like I know people like that,
Same,
so it makes sense
same.
to me. But
They're
yeah.
doctors. They're either married to physicians or they are physicians themselves. That's the concept of the
Or
show.
their physicians married to physicians.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then that's money, money.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that the season has just ended and they're actually on the reunion right now, but I think the next time it comes around, we would definitely need to cover Married to Medicine because it is very underrated. And you know what? What did you say about Ladies to London that's not doing well? I love LOL.
So far, I know, me too, and I love that you call it LOL.
Well,
Lol. No, I don't know why it's not yet. I'm hoping it picks up. But I've noticed that when we put out our episode, there weren't that as many listeners as our usual episodes.
listen, check out Ladies of London. We're going to check
Please,
it
you
out,
guys.
because we have a pretty nice little listener base in the UK, believe it or not, according to our analytics. And so we
I
definitely want to like keep
know.
that engine. But quite bluntly, it's a good show and they make me laugh. And I love me some Martha and I love me some Kimmy.
And I love me some Emma and I love me some Mark.
Oh,
Mark
Emma,
is a hoot, you
girl,
guys.
Emma, can I come to your castle and clean a
Can you
hippo, clean a rhino for you? Like, can I just,
invite her and a plus one?
we will clean the rhino for you. We just want to be in the building.
I'll sleep in the maid's quarters, girl. You don't worry about it.
Yes, yes, yes.
But
Oh,
Married to Medicine is such a good
it's
show.
such a good show.
And I'm watching it anyway. So I was like, why aren't we doing it?
You know what I noticed about that show is that on the reunion, I have to just say it, I feel like Andy engages them with a different level of respect than he does other.
No
It feels
way.
different, but maybe that's just because how the show is constructed. But yeah, it's different.
You know what it is? I've heard people say that. So then it was in my head. And then I watched and I was like, maybe. Like he doesn't key with them the same that he would like key with Atlanta, you mean?
Yeah,
Really? Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
feel like it. I just feel like overall he just engages them
No.
differently, but
Yeah.
seems a little bit more respectful. I don't know.
It could be,
Oh,
yeah. I had so much fun today being a
I did
reporter.
too. I know. Dateline,
It was fun. I love talking to you always.
reality line.
Yeah. Realityline.com. No, it's not.
Oh my gosh. So what are you up to today in good old Jersey?
What am I up to today? I feel like I always have a birthday, a kid's birthday, something, but I'm just going to my best friend's house, but she
Oh,
lives a state away now.
okay.
So it's a whole drive. That's a thing. That's why it's
Yeah.
like, it's a whole hour and a half, 2 hour drive.
Very
What
nice.
about you?
I'm going to go get the hair on.
Oh,
Uh
yeah.
and get my hairstyling appointment on and my mom and I are gonna go to lunch. I think I'm gonna do something kind of crazy.
Which
Mom, if
is?
you're listening, we're gonna go to Sir. I'm gonna take you to Sir. Because I know you secretly
Oh,
love the show. I know you secretly love Vanderpump Rules, so I'm gonna take
she
her.
lives right by Sir, you guys. Right? You live right by
No, I
Sir.
don't live right by Sir, no.
Oh, well,
No.
she lives within driving distance of Sir.
I live in the Bailey. I gotta go over the hill. Gotta go over the hill.
The
But,
Valley. Go
the
to
Valley.
Brittany's house and
Yeah,
Janet's.
not creepy at all.
Not creepy. Do a little tour, take a
No,
video,
thank you. No,
like that
thank you.
girl who was across from Amanda's apartment with a camera, nonetheless.
I just cannot. I
No, that one I don't believe because in what world does an iPhone camera even zoom that far?
can you imagine if I was living in proximity, let's just say this is for example purposes only. I am not saying
Yes.
this is true, but can you imagine for 1 minute if I was living in proximity of Michelle from the Valley and I was at the chateau and I saw her with the quote unquote alleged, very big quotes here, billionaire guy. And I took a picture and then I put forth the effort to go find Jesse Lally and send him a DM. Thought you should know that this is happening. That's none of my business. That is none of
Right?
my business. Let that play out the way it needs to play out. Why am I inserting myself into that's like literally. But Kat does appreciate your investigative endeavor, so thank you.
Thanks. I would send it to TMZ. That's what I would do. I wouldn't even call Jesse. Sorry, Jesse, I love you. But I would give it
Oh,
straight to Harvey at TMZ.
I'm sorry. Harvey Levin putting in the good work. Gosh,
I'm
he's been
getting
doing this for
paid
years.
for my picture. If I'm spying on Amanda,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
getting paid.
I would not do that. That is none of my business.
That's
I
a
don't want that kind of
crime,
drama in
ma'am.
my
That's
life.
a crime.
No, I don't, mm-mm. I don't love that happened, but, Kat does, so she'll thank you for your service.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. We've got Beverly Hills to recap, and we have Ladies of London. We're doing it anyway. Even though you don't like the show, we're still doing Ladies of London. We do encourage you check it out. It is actually a good show, and maybe that's why people don't like it because it is a little too normal.
And
So,
it just started. I think we need to give it a minute to pick
yeah,
up a little
it's
bit.
great. It's great.
Yeah,
I
it's
stand by that.
so good. And so is Married to Medicine.
Oh, you know what we forgot to tell them?
What?
Our new brand.
Yes. Go ahead. Do the honors.
Well, we are officially the Good Edit with Elle and Kat because we are that podcast. What's that mean?
That's right.
What's
I
that mean?
love that.
We are that podcast?
We are that podcast that you go to for your information and your in depth analysis into reality TV shows on Bravo.
Yes, with Kat, you get that Dateline, Barbara Walters, Diane Sawyer, TMZ, Harvey Levin experience all wrapped up into one.
I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
Anyways, yes, it's so good potting with you, and you are so much
You
fun.
too. I love
I
talking to you, potting with
know.
you.
Got a thing going on. I want to also say before we end today's epi that I want to give a shout out to whoever wrote this review. Listen to a lot of shows. I'm loving the Lucy and Ethel vibe of these two.
Thank you.
They are entertaining and I like the takes, even though I disagree with some of them. They present a good take on things, so it's cool.
Thank you.
And I would like to affectionately say that I'm more Ethel and you are Lucy.
I'm so Lucy.
You really are. So many ways.
I'm
In the
dropping
best possible
everything.
way.
Yeah, I'm bumping into things. I'm Lucy.
You really do. You
Yeah.
have no idea what goes on before we actually Anyways, thank you for listening, and we'll see you on Monday when we drop our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills episode, and we have another episode dropping tomorrow with our producer, Barbara Bonds, and we can't wait to get that content out to you. So until then, make it a great day, and may you always live your best edit. Just do you,
Bye,
boo.
guys.
Bye.